Jason, my younger brother, was always the tech-savvy one in our family. He loved gadgets, and his tablet was his pride and joy. It was a sleek, high-tech device that he used for everything, from school assignments to playing games, chatting with friends, and even sketching digital art. It was a birthday gift from our parents, and ever since he received it, he'd rarely be seen without it. One crisp autumn morning, the house was filled with an unusual energy. Jason had woken up early, and instead of his usual groggy demeanor, he was frantic. He tore through his room, tossing aside clothes, books, and toys. The sound of his frustration echoed through the hallway, prompting me to check on him. "What's going on, Jason?" I asked, leaning against his doorframe. "I can't find my tablet," he exclaimed, his face a mix of panic and frustration. "I was using it last night, right here, and now it's gone." I joined the search, hoping an extra pair of eyes would help. We looked everywhere, under his bed, inside drawers, between the sheets, and even in the closet. But the tablet was nowhere to be found. Our parents joined in too, offering their own theories and suggestions. But despite our combined efforts, the tablet remained elusive. "Are you sure you didn't leave it at school?" Dad asked, rubbing his chin thoughtfully. "I'm positive," Jason replied, his voice tinged with desperation. "I remember using it here before I went to sleep." The first few days of searching turned into a week. Jason's initial panic gave way to a resigned sadness. Without his tablet, he felt incomplete. Our parents, initially sympathetic, began to show signs of impatience. They reminded him that he needed to be more responsible with his belongings, but their words offered little comfort. "Maybe it will turn up when you least expect it," Mom said one evening, trying to be reassuring. But even she seemed doubtful. Life went on, and Jason tried to adapt to life without his tablet. He borrowed my laptop for schoolwork, used his phone to stay in touch with friends, and reverted to pen and paper for his art projects. Still, the absence of his beloved device hung over him like a dark cloud. As the weeks turned into a month, the missing tablet became a sort of unsolved mystery in our household. Everyone had their theories about where it might be. Dad suggested it could have been accidentally thrown away. Mom thought it might have slipped between the couch cushions. I even speculated that our dog, Max, might have hidden it somewhere during one of his playful romps. One evening, as we gathered for dinner, the topic came up again. "It's been almost 2 months," Dad said, cutting into his steak. "Maybe it's time to move on and think about a replacement." Jason nodded reluctantly, but I could see the glimmer of hope still in his eyes. He wasn't ready to give up. He missed his tablet, not just for its functionality, but for the personal connection he had with it. The turning point came on a lazy Saturday morning. Jason and I were cleaning our rooms, a weekend ritual enforced by our parents. As I was vacuuming under my bed, I noticed something shiny peeking out from beneath a pile of old magazines. Curious, I reached down and pulled out a small, rectangular object. My heart skipped a beat when I realized what it was. "Jason, come here," I called out, excitement bubbling in my voice. He rushed into my room, eyes wide with anticipation. When he saw the tablet in my hand, his face lit up with a mix of relief and disbelief. "No way. Where was it?" he asked, almost breathless. "Under my bed, hidden beneath some magazines," I replied, handing it over. Jason turned the tablet on, and to our surprise, it still had some battery left. He quickly checked to see if everything was intact, and luckily all his data and apps were just as he had left them. "I can't believe it was here all along," he said, shaking his head. "I must have brought it into your room without realizing it." We laughed, relieved that the mystery was finally solved. When we told our parents, they were just as surprised and relieved as we were. "Well, at least now you know to check everywhere," Mom said with a smile, "even the places you least expect." From that day on, Jason was extra careful with his tablet. He made sure to always put it back in a designated spot and double-checked before leaving a room. The experience had taught him a valuable lesson about responsibility and the importance of keeping track of his belongings. As for me, I was just happy to have played a part in solving the mystery. It brought us closer together as siblings and reminded us of the importance of perseverance and not giving up hope. Life returned to normal, but the story of the missing tablet became a favorite family anecdote, told and retold at gatherings and holidays. It was a reminder that sometimes the things we're looking for are right under our noses, or in this case, under a bed. And that patience and persistence can pay off in the end. The weeks following the discovery were marked by a renewed sense of organization in our household. Jason's room, once a chaotic mess, became a model of order. He developed a habit of keeping his most important items in specific places, reducing the chances of another frantic search in the future. It was as if the ordeal with the tablet had sparked a new level of maturity in him. Meanwhile, I found myself reflecting on the whole experience. The search for the tablet had been frustrating, but it had also brought our family closer together. We had all chipped in, each of us contributing our time and energy to help Jason find something he loved. It was a testament to our bond, a reminder that, despite our differences and occasional disagreements, we were always there for each other. One rainy afternoon, about a month after the tablet had been found, Jason and I were sitting in the living room, watching a documentary about ancient treasures and hidden artifacts. The show detailed the painstaking efforts of archaeologists who spent years searching for lost relics. "You know," Jason said, turning to me with a thoughtful expression, "our search for the tablet was kind of like a treasure hunt. It took a long time, but we found it in the end." I chuckled. "Yeah, I guess you're right. It was like our own little adventure." Jason nodded. "And it made me realize how important it is to take care of my stuff. I don't want to go through that again." "Me neither," I agreed. "But at least we know we can handle it if something like that happens again." Our parents were pleased with the changes they saw in Jason. They noticed how he had become more responsible and organized, and they praised him for it. The whole experience had been a learning curve, not just for him, but for all of us. It had taught us about patience, resilience, and the value of teamwork. As the seasons changed and the holidays approached, our family found new ways to spend time together. We went on hikes, cooked meals as a team, and even planned a few weekend trips to nearby attractions. The tablet incident had reminded us of the importance of cherishing the moments we had with each other. One particularly memorable trip was to a quaint little town known for its antique shops and historical sites. Jason and I wandered through the narrow streets, marveling at the old buildings and unique items for sale. At one shop, Jason found a vintage leather journal, and he decided to buy it with some of his saved-up allowance. "I want to start keeping a journal," he explained, "to write about things that happen, so I can look back and remember." "That's a great idea," I said. "It's always good to have something to remind you of the good times and the lessons you've learned." Back home, Jason began writing in his journal regularly. He documented not only the day-to-day events, but also his thoughts and feelings. It became a way for him to process his experiences and reflect on his growth. Occasionally, he would read excerpts to me, and we would laugh about the memories or discuss the things he had learned. The holiday season brought with it a sense of warmth and togetherness. Our family gathered around the fireplace, sharing stories and enjoying each other's company. One evening, as we sat with mugs of hot cocoa, Dad suggested we share our favorite memories from the past year. "I think my favorite memory is when we found Jason's tablet," I said, glancing at my brother. "It was a tough time, but it brought us all closer together." Jason smiled. "Yeah, that's definitely one of mine too, and it taught me to be more careful with my things." Mom nodded. "It's amazing how a challenging situation can turn into a positive experience. I'm proud of how we all handled it." As the new year approached, we looked forward to the future with a sense of optimism. The experience of the missing tablet had been a turning point, a catalyst for growth and change. It had shown us the importance of family, the power of perseverance, and the value of being organized and responsible. Years later, as we reminisced about that autumn and the search for the tablet, it remained a cherished family story. It was a reminder of a time when we had come together to overcome a challenge, and it became a symbol of the love and support that defined our family.